Good morning. Here's my second garden tour. Show you everything that's changed here, between the good and the bad. Starting off, I have my Cucamelon starts. They form these little tiny cucumber things that look like mini melons. I don't know if you can hear the chicken in over there, but it sounds like I inspired one of my neighbors to get chickens. Next to it, which is getting wrapped around, I gotta fix this, are ladyfinger eggplants. This guy's struggling. I really gotta get this guy up potted before he dies. Lost my pigeon pea, unfortunately. It's not looking that great. These are strawberries. Could probably do better with them. Down here with my jicama, I noticed one of the pots, as the jicama had died back. I reached down in there. I could feel that the bulb was big enough. In fact, just for the sake of, I'll pull this one up. That's my jicama right there. You can see how these creases are in here, so they're older, actually. Put that one on the meal. The CISO spinach is really taking off. I really gotta prune this back. I'll do a video on that. You'll also see more of what I'm doing right here as well. What do we have here? See, there's a bug that will munch on my plants. If I can get in focus. There we are. Yeah, it's okay. I'll allow a few new bugs like that to roam around. Just knock them off. My Cranberry Hibiscus is doing fantastic right now. Look at this one here. That is taller than I am, even taking into account that it's in a pot. I'd say this thing was maybe almost 9 feet tall. With my longevity spinach over here. So I come over here, point out the Smilax I've got growing on here. This is a wild plant, it just grows on its own, but it is an edible plant. Here we are. The new shoots you can pick off and eat. Once they get older, or like on here, they get pretty fibrous, but when they're young like this, they have a mild flavor that's sort of a cross between green beans and asparagus. Oh, got a little wasp back there. Maybe a nest in here. I better be careful. There's nothing but weeds in this thing right now, but this is the pot that got me started in my garden. It started my whole garden. I found a cherry tomato plant growing right here. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where the seeds seeds came from. I didn't even notice it until it started producing fruit. But that's what kicked me off to doing my entire garden. Yeah. Another thing about the Smilax here, if you're a hunter, watch out for this stuff because it's very attractive to game animals. Move around. Yes, I gotta cut the grass. In fact, maybe we should just sit here and watch the grass grow. I'm seeing it, it grows so fast that you can watch it. Probably much more entertaining than what the rest of this video tour. Kidding. I had to cut back one of my moringas, and I was told that these things can root from cuttings like this, so I'm giving it a shot. I'm not expecting anything from this. Mango still hasn't produced any mango, and I gotta cut that branch back. Harvested my pineapple, and I came back over here and replanted my Seminole Pumpkins, and their new replants are actually doing pretty good. For some reason, I don't really know why, but compared to the older one I planted that was the sole survivor, that was struggling from last time. You can see the difference. Still have to harvest up my sweet potatoes. I'm trying to plant some more sorghum, and I put some cantaloupe in this area. Don't know if I'm going to get anything out of it, but give it a shot. And of course we'll stop and say hello to the chickens. Hello chickens. How are you doing today? Coming around here, a little part I didn't show last time are my banana plants. Notice I didn't say trees, because they're not technically trees. And I've got some bananas growing. Another part of the garden I didn't show last time is this bed here, which I am quite pleased with. This is exactly the sort of thing I'm looking for. I got a mix of all sorts of plants growing in here. Got my Everglade tomato, I've got some basil here, Ethiopian kale, marigolds, watermelon, which I'm not sure if I'm going to get anything off of, kale, onion. Even most of the weeds in here are edible. Like this wood sorrel here. This is exactly the sort of polyculture I want throughout my garden. This one is still pretty empty. I just cleaned it up yesterday. And put a bunch of bush beans in. A few other things. Just some old seeds I had laying around. I have no idea what's going to grow, what's not going to grow. For anyone who saw my video on basil, see how that's doing. In fact, I may need to actually move this plant here, separate it out from the other one here. So that's one plant there. That's one plant there. So that might need to actually get moved. Show you how the pond's doing right now. Almost overflowing with all the rain. This thing needs work. Need to get up again, but you probably recognize this type of hibiscus. Even though these are grown decoratively, these flowers are edible. In fact, it's a Hawaiian thing. You can make a tea out of these. Just add some lemon, some sugar. I find a couple of these flowers make a good cup of tea. Sorghum. This isn't quite ready to harvest yet. You can still see it's green. It's starting to turn a little bit over on here. Once these turn sort of an orange brown, I can harvest them. I'm looking forward to that. Look at the thickness of these stalks. I might actually be able to get some sorghum syrup out of these. Oh, and we got a volunteer and a sweet potato plant growing out of the ground. And I still need to pot up my rosemary here. That thing is really taking off, even though it's sitting in a 5-gallon grow bag. Oh, and over here. This is one of my die outs. Fortunately, I had a really hot day. Actually about a day and a half. And my peppermint here just died on me. But I didn't give up on it. Unfortunately, it looks like it's starting to recover. So important tip, if your mint dies off on you, just keep watering it. You might get it back. Another weed here. This is dog fennel. I'm letting it grow because it can be attractive to a certain species of moth. The moth isn't harmful to my garden. What happens is that the moth needs the poison in this. It's not edible. As a means of protection. Now the moth larva, the caterpillars, eat another type of plant, which I don't have growing for around here, that, as far as I'm aware. If I could, I would have a nice environment for them. It's called dog fennel because it would be put in kennels to ward off fleas and ticks. Apparently, it's quite attractive from these wasps. These wasps here. I'm not sure you can see them in there. The wasps on the fennel there. This is another one. It's sad. I lost my mango. Started putting on some good growth, and all of a sudden it just wilted and died. This keeps happening every time I try a mango for some reason. I'm not giving up. I think I found a few things I did wrong, and I'm going to give it another try. Around here. Chard still doing good. Had a piece of the ginger break off over here, which I'm going to be using in a meal pretty soon. I put more Cranberry Hibiscus out over here. Lost my green tea plant, unfortunately. It was one of the things that died off on that really hot day. I should probably harvest, try and get some seeds off of this thing. This Masuba. I guess I'll finish the garden tour here. Hope you like what you see.